Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a 67-degree Monday, the 7th of August. It was pretty crazy out there yesterday, huh? Man, them boys went into action, but quick. Yeah, you live out here in the boonies. You can't let them things get going at all. Something small like that could, be devastating. Kind of crazy. But anyway, they got it all taken care of. No harm, no foul. I guess some outbuildings didn't get their house and stuff, which is great. That was a lot of smoke for not being, it was worse. It was going across, heading for the mountains there with the big old trees. But it wasn't their house. Still haven't heard what caused it or maybe I never will, who knows. But anyway, let's start off on Monday. Let's get it rolling. 72 and mostly cloudy here in Van Chulo.
Yeah.
Well, we put the shade things up because it's going to clear off from here.
Be hot.
Yeah, by noon.
Yep.
Mama?
Yes, honey.
It's Monday fun day.
Yep, she back.
Yep, she's back. Comes every week. Dadgummer.
You little woman.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.
And I'll see you as the day goes on.
All right.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you, babe.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Well, lucky me. An old original 2010 Spyder RT. It's a limited. Yeah. So it's a 14K service. I think it's the second 14K. And so you know how you literally have to take this thing completely apart. Luckily, his water pump isn't leaking oil or coolant. But, like, these panels and stuff have to come out. And then I see this. This one isn't so bad. Look at the wiring dangling down underneath. You can imagine what would happen if you took this thing off-road. He's got stuff everywhere. And I walk out to the parking lot. And I'll show you a picture of what I seen. So that's why I had to tape that up. Look at all these things. Looks like they're hot glued or something on there. And the wiring, absolute nightmares. But this is the side that's gonna be the get you. Oh, let me show you this. Why do you ruin your perfectly functional vehicle? But these floorboards, to make it easy, I mean, you can get them out. But, well, I'm going to have to dislodge that one from this cover. I got to get that cover off. And who knows what kind of booby traps I'm going to find inside this thing. Look at that. So, yeah, this ought to be fun. And he wants a sway bar installed. Only one problem. It's already there. So what's worse, if you drive fast, what's worse than having a sway bar on there? Having a car tire on the back. You will see them intervention lights more than you've ever seen. If you even attempt to drive one of these things fast, it forces too much on the rear wheel. As soon as it breaks free, VSS kicks in. So you're just going to see them squiggly flashing lights like the whole time you're riding it. I just don't get it. And people do whatever, but most of these things, they fail, as you know. They never last. And these are usually tied into the turn signals, which is regular 12 volt. That's not tied into the CAN bus. But I have to take the front tub off of this thing. And I want you to observe. Look at crap going everywhere. Look at it going through the tunnels there. They're all over the place. Yet, more LEDs. And they appear to be all hardwired in. There's no quick disconnects or nothing. Oh well, such is life. Man, I can't wait till I retire. I'm so tired of losing money on these losing jobs. And, you know, nobody's smart enough to go, look, we're going to need more time to deal with the spaghetti factory going in here. Nope. I just get the time to do the service. And who knows what kind of state of tune this thing is, what kind of nightmares I'm going to find as I'm going through it. But, yeah. Welcome to my day. So to get in, look at the power wire laying against sharp objects here. To get this headset off, all this. And it's got wires routing going through all over the place. He's tapped into his coolant sensor, which that's not the biggest deal unraveling. But all this has no in. I'd have to just unwire all this crap from the bike. And there's just stuff going everywhere. It's all over on both sides. Literally, I'm telling you, I don't need that kind of stress. I would spend more time with the wiring than what the service is going to pay. They shouldn't take these things in anyway. You know, what's sad is this guy apparently is a new owner to this thing. Somehow or other, he got suckered into buying one of these old original RTs. And I just don't know how to warn people. If you want one of these things, this is not saving you money. This is a money pit. So, yeah. Look at that. So Ford 150. Actually, I'm showing this because I need to discuss something with Doug. I was answering his comment today, got distracted by somebody. Whoa, lose my footing there. I stepped on something and just about kicked myself in the butt again. Got distracted, went back to the computer, and as soon as I turned the thing on, the page refreshed and took away the comment. So I thought, you know what? All I messed with was a Spyder today, an old one. So I'll just come out here and do a show and tell. So Doug, because the Traxxas ESC's completely taken out, and that's feeding the power to the stock motor, you lose that JST coming from the ESC to power up the Pro Scale lighting module. So that's what this little interrupter is doing. And I had initially thought that was sensing throttle, and you were correct. It's using the transmitter and the max cable that comes around and connects right in here. And for some reason, I was losing brake and reverse on this. So I went through and checked the max cable and all the connections in the what do you call it, this distribution block. And all of a sudden it started working, then it didn't. Then I thought, well, I'll mess around with the Bluetooth. So I turned that thing on. Good Lord, about 15 minutes later, it was done. It was updating the Traxxas stability management thing. It took forever to update that thing. Good Lord. But anyway, once I did the update, it started working again. So I don't know if I got a buggy connection or what's going on. I'm just hand holding the phone here, showing you guys some things I used a lot and aren't even using them. But anyway, you're right. I was giving you bad information there, Doug. And I decided to show you with Kelly's F-150 because that's a truck. Oh, Lord. Dude, I really got to fill that thing in. You're going to be seeing the bottom of that concrete here in a little bit. That's crazy. I don't know if I've messed with this thing in this great big old pit. When it gets hot, them dogs jump down in there, don't they? It's crazy, huh? If I got time, there's something else I want to show you guys that I got today. It's really really cheap. But the nice thing about it, you can, well, I'll just talk about it when we get there. These things weigh enough. That may be kind of tricky coming out of that hole. We'll try out them. Oh yeah, she's not liking that at all. Get a little speed on her though. She just dives right in, takes charge. I find this fun to go over and dive into that hole from the brick bridge. So if you guys just so you caught up, Doug's getting a Fusion Pro motor. And he's asking how that's gonna go with his Pro scale lighting kit. And I gave him a little wrong information that he needs to buy that adapter so that it can sense, forward braking and reverse so that your lights work. Well, I'm mixing Red Cat and Traxxas stuff together with reverse, and then a third-party light kit that I put on the Axial. Was it the Axial? No, the Gen 9. So yeah, I got all kinds of different information going. But he comes back and he did some research on his own. He goes, well, and yeah, I was just showing that, doing a visual. What if you just keep going, if it'll just dig? Oh, if you go slow, the magic of Fusion Pro. But even that doesn't help. Sometimes they're just not going to grab. There is a chigger biting me. Hold on. Dang it. It's that time of year, isn't it? Yeah, just a little speed. She just comes right on out of there. If you guys notice that battery, that was that great big. I forgot to look and see what size that thing is. Little bugs crawling all over me out here. But anyway, I'm just going to play around here a little bit, and I want to show you guys something else and see how well this works. So the one thing I was going to show you guys is something for the trip. No peeking. One. This is just like a kind of an overnight type cover. Water, mostly waterproof. Nothing. These things are 100% waterproof, but they got caught in a storm, and it wraps up nice and flat in a flat bag. But it fits nice. I got the XXX large for the Road King. I don't have anything clamped down. It's got 3 clamps, and then there's another strap. No, I didn't see that. It must be inside the bag. A thicker or a longer strap where you can actually straddle around the middle of the bike if it's super windy. But yeah, this is the one I've had for a few years, and that's as small as you can get that thing. And she is heavy, but it has vents and everything else in there. You can leave it in there a little longer term. And it's got all this fancy cloth stuff where it goes against the windshield. This is just something I can ball up. It was in a bag and it's kind of folded in half, so the whole thing was like this. Of course, it was about so yay thick. But yeah, something small I can carry. I've never carried that on a trip because it's so big and heavy. This thing weighs nothing. It's just super, super light. Some of the ends are still folded, but now whether you can get it all back in there and get it folded upright. They even give you instructions on how to fold it. And it's got lock holes, oddly enough, front and rear, where you can run a lock through your wheel or something. If I'm gonna lock it, I'll put one of those disc lock things on there, and they make a whole lot of racket when somebody messes with it. They are piercingly loud. But remember, it was mandatory that we use that from Eagle Rider when I was on that trip in Texas for the World record Harley parade. But that'll work great for a trip. Small, you tuck it out of the way. It fits it. It's almost too big, but I'm sure if I get the straps snugged up, it'll look a lot better. But there you are. Don't leave these things on. Because, like I say, no vents, any moisture, you know, the bike sitting in the rain, the ground underneath it, water's probably going to go by. It'll raise up and become a swamp cooler inside there. That will eat your bike alive. And if there's even the slightest chance you could have rodents around, they love it when they're covered. That is rodent heaven when you have your bike covered up. That's not what we're doing here. This is just for the trip. We get one of those nasty rainy days. But anyway, there we are. That's cool. When we first try folding it, that was pretty easy. No way, nothing. I mean, nothing. And then if all the air comes back in, but you have it stuffed somewhere, it's going to be super small. Way light compared to that big old honker. Yeah, that'll work great. Great for the road game. All right, let's get out there and do a goodbye vlog. What a way to start. Mom was laughing at me. I don't even know why. I probably did something goofy.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, all right. But anyway, that crazy day at work with that old RT, man. But that used to be very common. It probably fits the age of the bike because there was a lot of that going on. And this is a new owner to it. He bought it used and ask me about those things before you buy one of those. Mm-hmm. That thing's a money pit. You have no idea. And then the problem is when something happens to it, there's virtually no parts left for those things.
Yeah.
Anything.
Makes it real hard.
Yeah. And then now you got a very expensive, I don't know how much you paid, but you got a very expensive bike you can't fix. And some of them are fatal. They don't go unless that part's replaced. But anyway, besides all that, sorry, Doug, I misled you about the lighting on the trucks there. So it must have just been a bad connection on hers because the brake and reverse worked perfectly fine there. Because I goofed around a little bit afterwards before I put it away. But yeah, just a bad connection. Be careful. If you have the Bluetooth on there, there's an update that takes about 15-20 minutes. And it's just for the TSM, the Traxxas Stability Management. It must be something crazy fancy. But anyway, I'll be riding along forever. We're losing light.
Yeah.
Let's roll.
All righty. Also, it was very nice to meet the couple from Pennsylvania today.
Oh, yeah.
They were on a trip, and they stopped by, and that was way
Taking
cool.
a big old huge loop.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're in the States or going into up north and down south. I have no idea if they're what the whole deal is. But Kelly told me on the way home. That was cool.
That was very nice.
Stopped in
Yeah.
on your trip around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But,
alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Heck yeah. Right.
We see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye now.